You're walking alone, the city streets empty and silent, when suddenly, the sound of footsteps behind you grows louder. You quicken your pace, but they quicken theirs. And then, everything goes black. You find yourself in the vibrant city of New York, where the sounds of car horns, chatter, and music fill the air. It's a city that never sleeps, where dreams are made, and tragedies unfold. O'Shae Sibley, a talented young dancer, had just left a nightclub, the thumping bass still resonating in his ears. As he walked home, the cool night air hit him, a stark contrast to the sweltering heat of the club. Little did he know, his life was about to take a drastic turn. The streets were dimly lit, the only sound being the echo of his footsteps off the skyscrapers. And then, out of the darkness, a figure emerged. The next morning, police received a distress call, reporting a body found on the sidewalk. As they arrived at the scene, they were met with a gruesome sight. O'Shae Sibley lay lifeless, a victim of a brutal stabbing. The investigation began, with detectives scouring the area for any signs of evidence. They spoke to witnesses, gathering statements, and piecing together the events of that fateful night. But as they dug deeper, they realized that nothing was as it seemed. The killer had left behind a trail of clues, but they were cleverly disguised, leading the detectives on a wild goose chase. You're now part of the investigation, poring over the evidence, trying to make sense of the senseless. What do you think the killer's motive was? As the investigation continued, detectives discovered that O'Shae had been receiving threatening messages online. The messages were laced with hate, targeting his dance career and his personal life. It became clear that the killer had been stalking O'Shae, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But the question remained, who was behind the messages, and what was their motive? You're now sitting in the interrogation room, face to face with the suspect, trying to read their body language, searching for any signs of guilt. The air is thick with tension, the only sound being the soft hum of the fluorescent lights. And then, the suspect speaks, their voice low and menacing, sending chills down your spine. Just as the investigation seemed to be going in one direction, a shocking twist emerged. The suspect, it turned out, had a rock-solid alibi for the time of the murder. They had been at a friend's house, miles away from the crime scene. But as detectives dug deeper, they discovered a surprising connection between the suspect and O'Shae. It turned out that they had a shared past, one that was marked by jealousy and resentment. The killer's motive was no longer just about hate, but about a deep-seated grudge. You're now trying to piece together the events of that fateful night, wondering how the killer managed to pull off the perfect crime. The room is silent, the only sound being the ticking of the clock, as you wait for the next revelation. The news of O'Shae's murder sent shockwaves through the community. Friends and family gathered to pay their respects, leaving flowers and candles at the crime scene. The city came together to demand justice, with marches and rallies calling for an end to hate crimes. But as the days turned into weeks, the case began to grow cold. The killer was still out there, and the police were no closer to catching them. You're now standing at the crime scene, surrounded by the remnants of the investigation, wondering what could have been done differently. The wind is blowing, rustling the leaves, and the only sound being the soft whisper of O'Shae's name, echoing through the empty streets. Today, the case of O'Shae Sibley's murder remains a mystery. The killer is still out there, and the investigation is ongoing. But one thing is certain, the impact of O'Shae's death will be felt for years to come. The community will continue to rally around his family, demanding justice and calling for an end to hate crimes. You're now left with a haunting question: what if the killer is still watching, waiting for their next victim? The darkness closes in around you, the only sound being the beating of your heart, as you wonder what the future holds. The city lights flicker back to life, but the shadows remain, hiding secrets and lies. And you're left to ponder, will justice ever be served, or will the truth behind O'Shae's murder remain forever shrouded in darkness? As you finish watching this video, take a moment to reflect on the case of O'Shae Sibley. Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more true crime content. The darkness may be overwhelming, but together, we can shed light on the truth. What do you think happened that fateful night? The investigation continues, and we'll be right here, following every twist and turn. Until next time, stay vigilant and stay safe.